Welcome to another episode of Your Voice. I'm John Balser, your voice for the NRV and surrounding areas.
Our guest today is the one and only John Balser of One Voice Communications, the host of Your Voice. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Your Voice with John Balser. He's back. Obviously, this is the second episode that he's been back. Sadly, though, it is our last episode together.
It is.
Yeah, so I wanted to come on this side of the camera again and interview you. A lot of people know this, but we've known each other for like 15 years.
Yeah, at least.
At least 15, maybe even 16 years.
Yeah.
Long time. I know John as Jay. So when I first moved to Christiansburg, it was really hard for me in meetings. So I'd be like, Jay, he'd be like, nobody knows me as Jay. Or I go to people like, have you seen Jay? And they're like, who's Jay? And I kept forgetting it. You go by John professionally, so I know you as Jay.
Right.
We met in college at Longwood. We both went to Longwood College.
Longwood University now.
Longwood University.
Shout out the Lancers.
Yeah, I know. Dude, when was the last time you went to Farmville?
It was last year.
They have done a lot.
Oh, yeah. Curry and Fraser, everything's new.
Brand spanking new, dude. And just the downtown area in general has changed a lot, too.
Yeah, the hotel changed a lot.
It's crazy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance, Farmville's a really nice place, much like this area.
Mhm.
Farmville's a lot like Blacksburg.
Yeah, it's smaller, but at the same time, it gives you that home feeling. Like, that's why I love the NRV so much, and that's why I think I fell in love with Longwood, too, is because when I went there, I didn't feel out of place at all. Yeah. And even here, even with the big college, you don't ever feel out of place here.
Yeah.
It's an amazing community. So.
Yeah. So tell everybody who you are. For those that don't know, you're around the area because you're quite active in this area. For those that don't know who you are and your background, actually start off, what did you go to college for?
Originally, so I changed my major a lot.
Yeah.
I originally went
also,
to college.
have you ever heard of, sorry to interrupt you.
You're good.
Have you ever heard, if any of you guys have ever seen the movie, what was it, with Ryan Reynolds?
Van Wilder.
Van Wilder? Literally the living Van Wilder, in the sense that he went to college for like a really long time. Maybe some of the other stuff too.
Some of the other stuff too.
All right, so what did you start with?
So I originally was going to go into sports medicine.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, that was my very first thing in my freshman year.
You played baseball, right?
I did.
Yeah, that's right.
I did. And I was going into sports medicine, and I just had a disagreement and just wasn't right for me.
Okay.
And
like once you got to college, you had a disagreement?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, after taking the first semester worth of stuff, I decided that it just wasn't right for me.
Got it.
And I changed my major to music.
Now, you always sang, right?
I have, yeah. I've been in the shower, sing in the shower type of guy, and I used to sing for friends and for fun.
He's got the voice of an angel. Like a really old falling angel, but still an angel. No, it's not. Actually, he sings really well.
And so I was a voice performance major. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Why'd you change? Another disagreement?
I can say that. My professor and I didn't agree on my style of singing.
See, that's the thing. So I remember in college, it's probably a rabbit hole that we maybe shouldn't go down. But when I was in college, they want you to sing not like a pop star. Not to say that you sing like a pop star, right?
Right.
But they want you to sing more like
opera, show, like Broadway, like I mean, Broadway could be rock and pop, like there's different shows, but it just depends on who you train with.
Yeah.
And I mean, I literally got told that you sound like a Backstreet Boy.
Well, Backstreet Boys make millions,
yeah, and they're back on tour, so
their Backstreet's back again,
right? And it kind of just took it away from me. Like I had put in all this work, and
how many years did you?
I was a junior.
So you did 3 years of it? Well, 2 years of it?
2 years of it.
Yeah. Gosh.
And it kind of tore me down. And I still had the passion for music. I still sang all over campus. I still serenaded, people, and I'll never forget one time we were actually at the fountain. If you've ever been to Longwood, there's a fountain on one side of the campus, and I hope it's still there.
It's still there. It's never on, but it's still there.
Yeah, and it was on one night, and me and my buddy Aaron and I were singing, and I can't remember what we were singing. Probably, I mean, this was, 2000, 2004, so it's probably like Goo Goo Dolls or like Iris or something like that.
Yeah.
But we were singing it, and we harmonized well with each other. And I'll never forget, you look in the background, and it was like a shadow because it was just getting dark. And in the distance, you could see in the background this couple got up and started dancing. I'll never forget that.
Oh, wow.
To the day I die.
Yeah.
That this couple got up, and all you could see was their silhouette, like their shadow.
Yeah.
And I'll always remember seeing them stand up and dance while we were singing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So what'd you switch to from
communications and business? So I majored in communications with emphasis in public relations, and I minored in business.
Why? Why those two things?
The professors. I fell in love with the staff.
The business and communication staff?
Yeah, specifically the communication staff.
Did you have any idea what you wanted to do with that?
I wanted to go specifically into the public relations side of things and be the, kind of the voice for people.
Yeah.
I wanted the voice. See, your
voice. It comes full circle.
Yeah, it comes full circle. And I wanted to, work at a firm and, do all the write-ups and all the press releases. And
so like PR almost?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
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 And I was really excited about it. Focused a lot in writing, and public speaking was our big focus for that major. You're surprised how much writing goes into a communications major.
Well, to me, it's not surprising. To a lot of people, it probably is. But writing copy for someone and writing press releases, and it's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah,
it is a lot. And then I finished. I didn't finish my degree.
Yeah.
So I actually had my cap and gown. Everything was ready to go. And they told me that, when you switched your major so many times, you actually have to take 2 classes that we forgot to take.
Yeah.
And so I didn't graduate. I think I still have that original cap and gown somewhere.
You just said forget it? This is just
I was so
stupid.
Frustrated because so much had happened over my college career, and I was there for a long time. I could easily have been a doctor for as long as I was in college. Now, there were some breaks I took in between there. I had to have surgery once. So I had to have a medical leave one semester and go get some stuff taken care of.
Gotcha.
It was disheartening, to say the least, thinking that you're done, that you did all this work, and I was there for so many years. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
So I moved to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
We moved.
Yeah,
we moved.
You came. And,
let's talk about this real quick, because this is a funny story. So we have a mutual friend of ours, Sean, and so Sean was also finishing up college at the same time. I actually, it's funny because I waited 4 years to go to college, but you were there so long, they were actually the same age. So it's like, it's super, super funny.
It is funny.
But so we went down for a spring break in 2007.
Probably.
Yeah, I think it was 2007. We went down for spring break in March and made an offhanded comment that it would be fun to live in Myrtle Beach.
Don't make offhanded comments to me.
Because 2 months later, we were living in Myrtle Beach. Just crazy. And it was a really fun experience. We had a gorgeous house. I don't know how you and Aaron, I think, found that house.
Yeah.
But it was a 2-story house that had the downstairs renovated. It was hardwood and had a fireplace and an outdoor pit area.
I love it. It had a big stone shower that was all
open shower.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Dual sinks. And then it was in a cute little neighborhood too. You literally walked out our driveway, 10 feet out our driveway, walked about 20 feet to the right, because we were in a small little neighborhood that just kind of made a big circle. And literally 6 blocks away it was hitting sand for the ocean. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was great. We literally could do a whole nother episode on the jobs that each one of us got there. You actually got a job right away in a really nice restaurant down there.
Key West Grill at Broadway at the beach.
The best. They're still there, right?
Oh, yeah.
The best calamari you have ever had in your life. In your life. So if you ever make it down to Myrtle Beach, go by Broadway at the beach, Key West Grill, and get the calamari. Hopefully it's still good. It might be terrible
My
now,
family just actually, today is, this will come out later, but today is February 10th. And my family just closed on a condo down there. We just got the keys today. So.
It's good real estate down there. Real estate prices down there right now.
Yeah.
So what happened after? So you stayed in Myrtle Beach for 3 years? 2 years. Yeah, because I
year and a
left
half, two,
and came back, and then
I
you
left and you were still there.
And I stayed.
Yeah.
And then what did you do when you came back?
So I moved back to actually work for Genworth Financial.
Did you really?
I did.
I don't think I remember that.
I got a job offer to work for Genworth Financial.
Doing what?
Marketing manager. I can't remember the actual title, what it was.
Yeah.
But I had moved back to Lynchburg, my hometown, and all of a sudden, I had moved back from South Carolina. I'm looking for places to live. They call me and say the position and the department has been canceled, completely canceled.
That's corporate America right there.
And I said, well, I just moved back, from South Carolina to take this job, and didn't happen. So I actually started working for AT&T, and I was there for a long time.
So you and I, right before that, I moved to Lynchburg from Myrtle Beach. I moved back, and because I had a daughter.
Following each other.
Yeah. Well, I had a daughter.
He kept following me.
Yeah. And so I moved to Lynchburg. You and I went in. I don't know if you remember this. You and I went in the same day, pretty much. I think it might have been within a couple of days, and both applied to AT&T. I actually decided not to do it, and kept bartending. You actually stayed and then became like regional director for AT&T. It was crazy, but you had a pretty successful career there. Rose actually really quickly.
I did.
Yeah.
I went into management probably within a year.
Yeah.
So
you were crushing it.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good time. I spent
traveling a lot, right?
Oh yeah, I was all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was one of the leadership trainers for the Mid-Atlantic market. I actually got voted on by my peers for that to have that role, and I got to manage and help train and lead other managers, and lots of great teams and lots of different locations all over the state of Virginia, and it was a fantastic time. I learned a ton.
Yeah.
In almost 10 years I was there.
And then you switched over because you started in the retail sales, and then you switched over to doing like the networking systems, right?
Yeah. So
and the phone systems, and all that.
All the kind of similar stuff that I'm doing now, but we focus on fiber optics, businesses, phones, conferencings. Oh my gosh, there's so many products that I could bring up. And I mean,
well, plus your mom and dad.
The Internet of Things, as they call it, IoT.
Yeah. Your mom and dad are in Lynchburg as well.
They are for now, until they move to the beach.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So that's probably one of the other reasons why you moved.
Yeah.
There is being close to them.
Yeah, all my family was there. So.
Yeah. So what happened after AT&T?
AT&T was going great. I got a job offer to work for a company called Lumos Networks.
Just starting up? Were they just starting up?
No, Lumos has been around for over 100 years.
Oh, okay.
They actually started off as a regional phone company called CFW, I believe. It was Clifton Forge, Waynesboro.
Gotcha.
So when I was there years ago, they had been in business for over 100 years. They had gone through transitions and changes and things like that. And right before I left, they actually changed to what they are now. They're called Segra.
Gotcha.
And so now they are branded as Segra. They have expanded all the way up and down the Mid-Atlantic market.
Yeah.
And then
when you started with them, were you still in Lynchburg, or had you already moved?
I'd already moved.
So why did you decide to move to this area?
Because I had met my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's from Radford, right?
She went to Radford. She's from Stanton. Yeah. And so I was living in Harrisonburg at the time, and I met my now wife through mutual friends.
Yeah.
And so
Jenna, shout out Jenna.
Yeah, shout out Jenna, baby. We have a daughter now, Abby. She's 2. But when I met Jenna, I was working in Harrisonburg. like Charlottesville, through that area.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, well, maybe I'll go work in Roanoke. So I transitioned down that way. And she lived there, so I'd sometimes stay at her place, and I'd still have my place back in Harrisonburg.
Yeah.
So it was just all right, time to put up or shut up type of thing. And
Yeah.
I bit the bullet, and years and years later now,
Y'all been
married,
together 6 years?
going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
October 10th.
you got it.
See, that's how good a friend I am, because I actually remember the day you got married.
Yeah,
That's mainly because
it was actually October
10?
11th.
that's
But
right.
it's
Gosh,
fine.
one day off.
Aaron's was 10-10.
That's what it is. Okay, so Aaron was your best man, right?
No, Eddie was.
Eddie was. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Aaron's was 10-10-10. That's why everybody remembers his.
yeah,
And mine was 10-11. So
it's got to be different.
yeah,
It's all good.
yeah.
So you moved to Blacksburg. Why did y'all decide to move to Blacksburg after Roanoke and Harrisonburg and all that?
She already had a place, so I just moved in with her.
Yeah.
Until we moved into our home now where we live.
Yeah.
In Christiansburg. And
Yeah.
so we're there now, and we've been there for quite a few years.
Yeah.
But we're getting ready to put that on the market. And
Yeah. Anybody need a nice townhome?
Yeah.
Fully finished basements. So how did you transition into who you're with now, with One Voice?
I have my best man Eddie was already
Yeah.
working for One Voice,
Yeah.
and
Well, explain what One Voice is.
so One Voice Communications has been around for 20 years. They focused for a long time. They did some B2B type of things,
Right.
from a fiber optic phone system type of sales and services. But they did a lot of government contracts.
Right.
We do a lot of the large places. We've done the White House, we've done the Pentagon, ATF. And we do things all across the country.
Yeah.
We're a nationwide company and based out of Northern Virginia, DC area. And it just made sense for all these years to, of course, focus on government contracts because
Right.
that's where you're at. And
Yeah.
so they did that. September, October of 2018, I got asked by my friend Eddie, and I ended up meeting with Steven Dyes, the CEO
Mhm.
of One Voice Communications, and we actually had lunch at Bull and Bones. He actually
Yeah.
drove down. They're alumni of the area, him and his wife.
Yeah.
So they're already very familiar with it. One of our other people, that Jeff, he's actually one of our, I guess, VP, I guess would be his title.
Yeah.
His daughter actually goes
To
to
tech.
tech. Yeah.
Right,
So they had a good base here
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
And so one thing led to another, and they asked me if I wanted to come on and try to grow their business side of things.
Yeah.
I don't focus on the government contracts. I focus strictly on small, medium, and large businesses. We can
Yeah.
handle any business from a one-man shop all the way up to huge corporations. We don't have any limits on what we can and can't do.
Why did you decide to go with One Voice? Why did you decide to come on board with them?
I saw the growth potential. Honestly, I don't want to give that type of answer. I want to be truthful. When I met Steven told me, he said, basically, I want you to take ownership of this thing. It's basically like, I'm giving you the name, and we're going to back you up. We're going to give you the support financially. We're going to give you the marketing support that you need. And I had never had someone at that level of a company trust me to just say, hey, this is yours.
Yeah.
Go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been in the business a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm comfortable with the business, and it was nice to just really, I started in the huge corporate world, and I feel like I just kept getting smaller. AT&T, then to the Lumos Segra, and then down to One Voice. We're not super small, like I said. We're still a nationwide company, but it's smaller. Steven started the company. He's still there.
Yeah.
It's his baby.
Yeah.
And so he takes a lot of pride in it, and it was good to see that. And for someone to just say, hey, go for it.
Yeah.
It's yours.
Yeah.
That's the reason I did it.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the growth. It was really the respect that I got from right off the bat that just made me say, hey, this is it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I took it.
Explain to people the services that you guys offer and why people should be thinking about fiber now as opposed to broadband, and obviously the benefits of that. And,
Sure.
Yeah. So speak towards that a little bit.
So we focus a lot on fiber,
Yeah.
which is an internet product. We do phone systems as well from the equipment side as well as the actual service of the
Right.
phones. We also do conferencing, but we mainly focus on bringing businesses the internet and phones and services that they need with a really, really strong focus on customer service.
Yeah.
Right now, when people think of internet for a business, they think that it's just, I'm going to get this DSL or this broadband connection, which is similar to what you can get at home.
Right.
The problem with that is that it's a shared line.
Right.
So they build one line or one pipe, and then it just branches out from that one pipe.
Yeah.
What happens is that when everybody's on it once, and I'm sure people have experienced, I'm sure you have experienced it, you have slowdowns, and there's times during the days where business can be affected, your phones can be affected. We would sell a dedicated line directly to your individual business so that you wouldn't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
And everything is built in, everything is managed by us, it is serviced by us as far as a customer service standpoint. So they go above and beyond for their customers, and they really stand behind that. One of the only places I know of that you can actually still get a voice when you call in, like you're actually going to get a person.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Yeah.
There is always one voice that you can call on.
Yeah.
24/7, 365. There's always going to be a human that answers. And that gets it done and puts in the ticket right away and makes sure they follow up and stay with it until it gets resolved.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see that level, especially when you're dealing with government accounts.
Yeah.
You can't have that stuff go down. So that's another reason why they have to focus so hard on everything. So it's just become more of a necessity for businesses because a lot of people think I need download. Download's great, and that's what, a broadband connection or a DSL connection can get you your download. But if you ever do a speed test, your upload is going to be really, really slow. It's not a dedicated or symmetrical line of service for internet. What I mean by that is if you buy a 100 meg connection from a broadband provider, you're probably going to get maybe 10 or 15 up.
Yeah.
You buy a fiber connection that's a symmetrical dedicated fiber connection, it's going to be 100 down and 100 up. So it's symmetrical.
So,
more and more businesses today, everything gets uploaded, not downloaded. Everything's going to the cloud. All the new operating systems are cloud-based now. You think Chrome, you think Office 365. Everything's going to the cloud. You don't download from the disk anymore. Everything's on the internet. Everything gets uploaded. All of your files get uploaded to some server somewhere else now, or if you have multiple offices, you're uploading to one central location from your other branches that you have.
Right.
So a lot of people need to think more about the upload nowadays than the download. The download's going to be there, but you really have to focus on that upload. A medical office has to upload images all the time for other doctors to see. Those are huge files.
Yeah.
So those are some things that people have to think about and make sure that you start asking the right questions.
Yeah.
People think fiber and they just get scared of the money. It's gotten a lot more affordable than people realize.
Yeah, I was going to say that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. It's to be completely transparent. A lot of times it does end up being a little bit more expensive.
Absolutely.
But not as much as people think it's going to be.
Right.
And it's far worth it to spend a little bit of extra money now in order to have
yourself.
it. Yeah.
I think that's
absolutely.
the big thing. You future-proof yourself.
Yeah.
Because the way that the industry is going, the way that the world is going, you're going to have it in order to be a successful business.
Yeah. How's it been growing the business here in this area? I mean, because you're 6 years now into this area. You're 2 years, not even 2 years into growing One Voice in this area. So what's it been like?
Not even a year and a half yet.
Yeah. So what's it been like growing that business in this area?
I think this area embraced us from the get-go. From the B&I groups that I'm in, to the local Chamber of Commerce, to our case groups that we have with the local Chamber of Commerce, and just to the business people in general. I think that they have just kind of taken me in. They've given me advice. They have given me guidance. They have introduced me to the right people. it really, we interviewed Robin Jones quite a few episodes
First
back.
episode.
Was it the very first one?
Yeah, it was the
That
first
was
one.
the first one,
Yeah.
wasn't it? And she talked about how you could go to a function, and I'm on a committee here and with Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce and help lead the case groups, things like that. But when you walk into these meetings and these events, you could be sitting beside just a small business owner or a billion-dollar company CEO.
Yeah.
You don't really see that in your larger cities. They kind of have their own little groups, their own little
Yeah.
meetings, their own little things.
Yeah.
You can't go to, mom and pop business or a mom and pop place to have a meeting, and all of a sudden, this huge company shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's been absolutely amazing having that experience here locally.
Yeah.
They have been so welcoming. All of my networking friends, I couldn't have done it without them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You fully immersed yourself in this community in the last, I know for a fact the last 2 years, just because of this company and everything you've gotten into, which I know is, you can talk as much or as little about this as you want, because as much as you've immersed yourself in this community, I know the last few weeks has really been hard for you because you've been dealing with some health stuff. Do you feel like sharing any of that
Sure.
or what's going on?
Long story short, I had some issues where I felt like I was going to pass out, get very lightheaded, get tunnel vision, almost blacking out.
Yeah.
My heart rate was jumping crazy high.
It's like in a moment's notice.
Instantly. I'd just be sitting there and it'd be like 64 and it'd go to like 173, 180, like instantly.
Yeah.
And it would cause like this overwhelming sensation in my body and just come to my head, and it was bad.
Yeah.
And so finally, after 4 visits to the emergency room, I got admitted and got a lot of tests done. And
a lot of tests is an understatement.
A lot of tests.
Yeah,
As
like
everybody
every
said,
test done you can
every
get.
test that you can get. They said I had the $1 million workup.
Yeah.
But after everything was said and done, my brain's misfiring. I've lost the ability to control certain things. One of the things is fight or flight.
Yeah.
So I could just go into, I call them episodes.
Almost like a panic attack without it actually being a panic attack.
Yeah,
But you have
panic
similar
attack
systems or similar symptoms. Yeah.
Even my dad's an epileptic, and he's like, he has very focal seizures, and he says that it's very similar to what he feels too. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a mix between like a small seizure, even though I'm not having seizures, but
Right.
that's how it feels.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the panic attack type of thing. So I'm on some medication. I've been on some medication for a few weeks now, and I'm doing better.
Yeah, I can tell you're doing better in just the last couple weeks. Literally, the last couple times I've seen you, you've looked and acted better each time that I've seen you.
Every day it gets better.
Yeah.
I've had to relearn some things. I still get overwhelmed in certain situations, overly stimulated with things, and that can mess me up. But I'm learning to live with it, and it's been good. But I've felt really, really good for like the past week.
That's good.
Yeah.
And your wife Jenna is really stepped up and
she has
helped out
stepped
a lot.
out a ton. I can't.
Which is hard for her because she owns her own business too and
She
busy
does.
all the time.
She does, and she's been driving me around because I can't drive right now until I follow up with my neurologist, and so it's been a challenge. But I couldn't have done it without her, man.
Yeah. Before we get into the rapid fire questions, what's next for you and One Voice and just you in general?
Just growth, personally, professionally.
Yeah.
Continue to be a good, father to Abby and a good husband to Jenna, and just grow One Voice as quickly as I can. Get more involved with the community.
Yeah. I know you guys are trying to push into Roanoke.
We are
at some point.
We are.
Yeah.
We're trying to just expand as much as possible, and as fast as financially possible.
Yeah.
And so we really just focus on growth, and every day it's just grinding it out. So
yeah. And what's next for you?
Hopefully I continue on with One Voice, continue hiking, and hopefully buy a new house soon, and camping. We bought our RV 2 years ago now, almost 2 years ago, summer of 18.
Yeah.
So love using that. My wife likes to take her friends out. They're called the Glamping Squad. They have their own little group message thing that they do now, and they're already trying to schedule some more girl weekend camping trips.
I think they're trying to schedule it because you go out and cook for them.
I do, yeah. I'm their cabana boy, if you will. I'm I go out, bring them coffee, I cook them all the meals, and I don't stay. I literally show up, cook the food, bring the coffees and the treats, and then I leave so that they can have their girl time. But I show up, and they were still asleep last time I was there, and I had Starbucks, and I was on the flat top outside cooking them breakfast. So
that flat top was nice.
It is very nice.
I want a flat top like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so quick fire questions for you. I might switch up one of them because you already know what the questions are.
Go for it.
Well, let's just start with a couple of regular ones. Define success. If you think of the word success, what does that mean to you?
How much you can give back. I think once you become successful, and how you become successful is how much you give. How much you give to your community, how much you give to other businesses, how much you give to help educate people, to help train people, to help guide them on a right path. One thing that I've recently been talking about when I'm in front of different groups is when you ask someone how they're doing, actually stop and listen. Don't just say it, because it's become, good. You just see somebody randomly, like this morning at the gas station. This guy walked by me and I said, "Hey, good morning." And he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" And it's just a normal thing.
It's a greeting now.
It's just a greeting now.
Yeah.
But I actually said, "Actually, I'm doing very well. How are you today?" And he was kind of thrown off. And so actually giving a crap if you stop someone and say, "Hey, how's your day going?" Listen.
Yeah.
Maybe they need your help. Everybody has their own struggles, their own things. Doesn't have to be a bad struggle. It could be something that they're struggling with at work, something that they just need somebody to talk to about, something that's going on personally if you know them like that. But just pay attention and give them your time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. For those that don't know, I am a professional magician, corporate mind reader as well. I've got a friend of mine, Eric Jones. He is a world-renowned magician. He's been all over the place. And the way he opens up his shows, he says, "Hey, how you guys doing?" And he looks at somebody in the front row and goes, "Hey, how you doing?" And nobody says anything because everybody's so used to that. But he goes, "No, really, how are you doing? Like, tell me about yourself. Is that your kid? Like, is that your wife? Like, how did you come here? Are you from here? Like, you've been here before?" So, definitely great advice. What is the greatest gift that you have ever received?
My daughter.
Well, that was quick. I kind of almost knew that, and that's why I didn't want to ask.
Yeah.
But she's 2 now.
She's 2.
And she is getting clearer and clearer with her words now.
Oh, yeah.
She's a rock star guitarist now.
Yeah, we bought her a ukulele, so she thinks she's a rock star.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually just posted a video the other day.
It's super cute, man.
Yeah, I was singing to her, and she was playing her ukulele, and you could see that as she gets older, she's starting to actually feel the music and see it get to her. And she had a moment. She was like,
"Yep, yeah." And she also she hurt her fingers. She was like wanting you to kiss her fingers because her fingers hurt.
Yep.
The video should go viral. If you see the video on Jay's page, share it because it's super cute. Last question: what is one of your greatest fears?
Fear itself? No. I would probably say my greatest fear, even though I'm a religious person, and I do believe that there is life after, I do fear death.
Do you really?
I do. I don't talk about it a lot. I fear the day that I will not be able to hug my wife or kiss my wife or hug my daughter or hear my daughter speak or sing or not be able to sing myself. I think about it sometimes. I think about, okay, one day I'm going to go to sleep and I'm not actually going to ever wake up. And I don't think about it a lot. It's not something that I sit and dwell on or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a morbid person where I just think about death all the time and I'm afraid of it. It's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. But it is a fear. I am a saved person. I do do believe in all of that, and everybody has their own opinion on those things, and that's perfectly fine. I'm not here to judge, but it is one of my fears. It's just one of those things that from time to time, I recently lost a grandmother, and she was my last grandparent, and I think it hit me harder, one, because she was the last one, but two, it makes you realize that you're getting older, and now I have a kid, and now once I had my daughter, it's something that I leave behind. So I focus on the legacy and like what I'm going to teach her, because I know now more than ever. Because when you're young and you're single or just married, you just live in life and you're just having fun. But once you have that kid, it just really is like, okay, now I have to focus on educating her, making sure I raise her correctly, making sure I plan correctly for my family. Because now more than ever, you realize it's going to happen. And you don't really ever think about it when you're young. But once I had my daughter, I'm like, okay, time to work on that legacy. So
I'm going to ask you one more. What is one of your biggest dreams or goals?
Oh, man. I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of goals. I feel like we sit around all the time and just think of ideas, and it's bad. We should write some of them down. I guess I would say that just to continue to be a good dad is a big goal of mine, because it takes a lot more. It really is a team thing. There are dads that, the moms do mainly everything, but when you have two business-focused people, my wife owns her own business, I almost feel like I own my own business. To raise her correctly, you still have to do it as a team, and you have to work on it. It's not something that just happens. And so I want to continue to grow professionally too. I've always been very passionate about my field that I'm in. I've always been very passionate about my community involvement. And now that I have that, I want to keep growing that by leaps and bounds. I have a goal. I actually was talking to some other people at one point. I want to help develop a youth center somewhere in the New River Valley. There's a lot of people, teenagers, that need a lot of help. There's a lot of elderly people that get help. There's a lot of younger kids that get help, but there's a lot of help that needs to be done for the teenagers in our area. Yeah. So that's like a little hidden thing in the back of my head.
I also know that you want to start a restaurant.
That's always been a dream to have still work, but on the side, open a restaurant, have a staff that can just work it, and I'll go have dinner there every night. But I've always been a restaurant guy. Most people are like, oh, I can't stand it. I can't stand the hours. I've always loved it.
Yeah.
I love the atmosphere. I love the people. I love the drama that's involved with it, because if you've ever worked in a restaurant, it's a lot of drama, but it's fun.
It is fun. I don't think I miss it, but it was fun during that time.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah. What else do we miss? Anything?
I think that's it. If you need anything at all, just reach out to me. Go to our website. You can fill out some forms, and if we want to get a quote done, but we can help you out in any way. We do free consultations. So if you just want us to come in and just take a look at what you have and say, okay, what are you paying for? You're actually getting what you're paying for. We'll come in and we'll do a free consultation. And even if you want us to quote, we're very transparent. We'll do side by side and just say, okay, yes, we are more, but this is what you're getting compared to what you have.
Yeah.
So we try to be as transparent as possible and be very open. And that's it.
Yeah. How can people get a hold of you?
Directly, 434-851-1581, or J, the letter J, my last name, Balser, B as in boy, ALSER, at onevoiceinc.com.
Yeah. And that is it. We are now signing off from Your Voice with John Balser. We've done it for 6 months now. 6 months, man.
It has.
It's been a long run. We started this as a way to connect you and One Voice with the community. I hope that, and really just to give the local businesses a voice.
Absolutely.
And to show all of the really great things that have been going on in the community and are going on and getting ready to go on. And we've had the pleasure of, we filming at a couple different locations. We kind of did the majority of it here at the Lyric. Thanks again to the people at the
Absolutely,
Lyric.
thank you, the Lyric,
for helping us out and let us film in this beautiful location. So I hope that everyone has enjoyed the episodes that have come out. If you have not seen them, please go and look back. There's been some really incredible guests that we've had on this whole series this last 6 months, and so from us, thank you guys so much for watching. John, you want to tell everybody goodbye?
Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate the community coming together and helping us put these shows on. I'd also like to thank the Lyric. I want to thank Sugar Magnolia.
Yes.
They were fantastic during our transition phase, so let us come into there. The owners there are great. They also have great ice cream.
Yeah.
But go check them out, and thank you to the Chamber of Commerce, the Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce, and their staff. They've been a really big help getting us all together. And then thank you, One Voice, for letting me do this.
Yeah.
It's been great to have your support, and I really appreciate it. And thank you, sir, for all the work that you do for us.
Absolutely,
It's
man.
been fantastic.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys later.
Peace out, everybody.